On frigid winter days, nothing warms you up quite like a bowl of Texas Red. That's especially true at The Bridge Cafeteria in downtown Dallas, where their lunchtime lines on chili and baked potato day stretch out into the street. People here are understandably in a hurry, some because they're hungry, others because they have to make their way across the street to be on time for rehearsal.
Good morning. Good morning. So we rehearse at the Stew Pot, which is a day shelter here in downtown Dallas. We have a big old group today. We average between anywhere from 60 to 85 singers. Shoulders up, rolling back. And shake it out. Watching some of y'all do that, that's really great. Our mission statement is that we provide a musical outlet for those experiencing homelessness and severe disadvantage. Take out Child of God, please.
For many of these singers, the bags sitting on the floor next to them hold everything they own. Some are staying in shelters, others live on the streets.
Every day is so wonderful.
But each and every performer here is homeless. And together they make up the Dallas Street Choir, led by director Jonathan Palant, who came up with the idea back in 2014.
No matter what people say.
How does one come up with the idea of starting a choir with homeless people?
There was a piece of music that a friend of mine wrote, and she sent it to me and said, look, this is a piece that remembers those who died living on the streets. Would you like to do it with your community group? And I said I would, except for the fact that it feels very disingenuous to do this without including the street community. So we put up a few signs, and we had 9 singers that first rehearsal. 4 years later, we've seen over 2,000 singers. Good job. Have a seat, please.
In 4 short years, the Dallas Street Choir has grown to be nationally recognized. They've performed at opera houses and schools, and even right alongside opera stars like Frederica von Stade. But it's moments like their trip to New York City to perform at Carnegie Hall that have become life-altering experiences.
First of all, I've never been to New York. First of all, I've never rode a plane. Honestly, I feel like somebody actually cares for me.
Getting a chance to see all the historical landmarks was very, very moving because it was a thing that I've never thought in a million years that I would even be eligible to.
Everybody in the Dallas Street Choir has a voice and they should use it. They've earned the right to be a member of this choir. And they've earned the right to have society say, I hear you, I see you. Ladies and gentlemen in the Dallas Street Choir. I find it very ironic that in our performances, people pay to come see the very person that they're afraid of when they're on the street, the very person that they lock their doors as they approach in their car. And I think that what we do with the Dallas Street Choir is to break down those walls, to say, we're people with passion and love and heart and talents and community and black and white and gay and straight and Hispanic and Jewish and Muslim and Christian. This is building community and giving voice to the voiceless. Our tagline is homeless, not voiceless.
Brand new day.
Take a bow, take a bow. We were gone for 8 days, and I remember I got home and I was giving my daughter a bottle in her bedroom, surrounded by 4 walls, carpet, blankets, fresh clothes. I'd taken a shower, and thinking, the singers I've just spent a week with are, some are on the street tonight outside, some are in a shelter surrounded by 250 other people, snoring, some clean, some not, some sober, some not. And it's hard to reconcile feeling blessed or lucky or privileged with being so bonded with those who might not feel that way. And looking at my daughter thinking, could this be you one day? But you know what? If it were to happen, I'd want there to be a street choir for her. You sing the words, "When Mary birthed Jesus."
We all know that Bing Crosby lyric. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Jonathan says the Dallas Street Choir is important every day of the year, but as they practice for their annual Christmas performance, home really begins to resonate. What does that word mean, and where can you find it when you're not surrounded by four walls or don't have a roof over your head? For many, that answer is right here in this choir.
Good, look up for a second.
My family's all passed away, so I don't have family anymore. And with that, the only family that you have is people that you come across, and the Dallas Street Choir has been my family.
I've met a lot of people in this chorus that are different than I've ever met in my life. Even in the worst case scenario, as you might call it, you still can't judge people. You have to take them for where they are. As I always say, you eat the meat and you throw away the bones, I mean, you find good and bad in everything, and it's the same thing in all walks of life, and especially the Dallas Street Choir.
You just need a break, don't you?
I think so.
And
And then, if the world only knew.
Hey, before we get into this,
Jonathan says shelter is not the only thing that determines if someone is homeless.
why don't you close your eyes?
Some of the members here stay in transitional housing. They have heat and a roof over their heads, but they still feel lost.
Wherever you are, I want you to think about Christmas morning, and I want you to think about the most beautiful memory that you have, and I want you to think about the song Silent Night.
They still desperately want a place to call home.
Open your eyes.
And now, through the bonds they've made at the Dallas Street Choir,
We got some Santa hats.
that's exactly what they've found. And they're going to spread that joy through song to anyone who will listen.
I remember one year we made a little video, and I told them, I said, look, I want you to write down on this little whiteboard, what is it that you would love most at Christmas? And it was beautiful to see some of the remarks. It went everything from 60-year-old men writing toys to see my mother one more time. The love, the innocence that we're never so far from the proverbial home. Going back to this, I think what the street choir does for our members is it brings them home.
Silent